Well. Bandai has released a new video for their Gundam Metaverse, and the reception so far seems to be better than last time. And I can see why, because in the same video they also announced a new Gundam build anime that is kinda related to the whole Metaverse thing. Gundam Build Metaverse. Other than a very short trailer that doesn't really reveal anything, they tell us that the series will be coming out in October, alongside the actual Metaverse. It'll be 3 episodes long, but they don't specify how long the episodes will be, and they tell us the general idea of the series. It's made to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Build series. Time flies by, and they want to show us the concept of how a metaverse will work and how it'll be able to pull off special collaborations that are only possible in the metaverse. So yeah, that's not saying a whole lot, but at the very least, it's not just made to promote the metaverse, and, more build is always good. As for the metaverse itself then, I will have good things to say in a second, but I'm going to start with the thing that they started the video with, the avatars. They look bad when we first saw them, and the more I see them, the worse they get. Wanting to have a simple, stylized aesthetic is no excuse for looking as bad and as soulless as these things do. Bandai has a gaming division, and we know that they can make good avatars, so for crying out loud, use them. Especially if you want these pre-alpha assets to be your main way of navigating the Gundam Metaverse, and if you then also want to put them front and center in your advertisements. Because seriously, you're not winning any people over with these things. And another thing that annoyed me from the trailer were the 2 people that were amazed at the fact that they can buy Gunpla online through the Metaverse. I don't know which rock you've been living under, but buying stuff online isn't new. So with those gripes and that horrible first impression out of the way, let's have a look at what the Metaverse will have to offer us in October. Because it's actually not that bad of a lineup, with some things being not that great, but other things actually sounding really promising and fun. So first up, we have the most obvious thing, the Gunpla store, because of course. Although I must say that I cannot think of anything more inconvenient than having to walk around in a 3D space to buy my Gunpla in an extra program that I have to launch on my computer, versus simply opening one or multiple tabs on my browser. Because I don't think I'm the only one who opens up multiple tabs with all of the Gunpla that I want to buy, to then close them one by one to narrow down my final selection. But what I think is going to be the real functionality of this is with the Builder's Notes section, which kinda sounds like Instagram. Because this is going to be the place to upload pictures of your Gunpla and your collection, but you as the uploader will also be able to tag the Gunplas used in the picture, which can then directly bring you to the storefront to buy that Gunpla. Something that I can see as a positive feature for people looking to buy Gunpla, especially for newer people to Gundam who might not know what every Gundam and mobile suit is. I'm sure you've all seen comments on images that are like, "Oh, what's that Gunpla? I want to buy it." And frankly, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't use this in the trailer to advertise the Gunpla store. Instead of them being amazed at the ability to buy Gunpla online, period, have them look at a picture in the Builder's Notes section, discover a cool Gunpla, and then have that picture guide them directly to the store. Now that's a sales pitch. Another thing that I'm not entirely sold on then is the 3D socializing aspect, with the absolutely amazing avatars that will work seamlessly with people from across the globe thanks to their automatic translation feature. That idea is good in theory, and I can see where they're coming from, but they're making it sound like they're developing this translation software in-house. So the only thing I can say here is the same thing as when I first covered this. Google is known for their translation capabilities, and they've been working on Google Translate for a long time. And even they cannot accurately translate Japanese to English. And that is when the text is grammatically correct and without spelling mistakes. So I'm really afraid that this smooth communication that they're talking about isn't going to be as smooth as they say it is. But the communication that will be interesting to see is the communication with the Gundam Metaverse's AI Mello. She is already streaming Gunpla-related content on YouTube, so I wonder how we'll be able to interact with her in the Metaverse. I know a lot of people are having a blast talking with AI chat programs, so I think it would be really cool if Mello would become a Gundam or Gunpla version of that. But in the video, we did only see her with the same content as on YouTube, so we'll have to see what she can actually do in the Metaverse. But then the coolest feature that the Metaverse will be launching with is the 3D Gunpla Scan with just your phone. And with that come the things that you'll be able to do with those scans. In the beginning, this will of course be quite limited, and the only thing that they mentioned that it will be able to do at launch is that you'll be able to have your own space with those scanned Gunpla, and that you can also scan in custom painted ones. And people will be able to like them and comment on them. So that's a nice to have, but let's be real here. This isn't why you're going to be logging into the Metaverse and 3D scanning your Gunpla. Something that I think a lot more people will be excited about is that tech demo that we saw last year. The one where people could use a smartphone to scan a Gunpla and then have it incorporated into a short movie. So let's hope that things like this will be available at launch, or at the very least shortly after launch. And yes, they did once again confirm that they are trying their best to bring Gunpla Battle, real Gunpla Battle, to the Metaverse. Something that I believe could really make or break it. Even if it's just a very rudimentary version, this is going to draw people in. The only question that remains is how you'll be able to import your battle-ready Gunpla. Because before you get too excited, this was mentioned as its own thing and not as part of the 3D scanning with your smartphone thing. In fact, they also mentioned that they're working together with Sony to create more advanced scanning technologies to be able to do more things with the Gunpla Scan. So it could very well be that you need your Gunpla to be scanned with a special machine specifically designed for the Gunpla Battle. Just like with the demo Gunpla Battle that I was able to try out at LAX last year. I'll have that video linked down below. But here is another question now. How international is all of this going to be? Because one of the features they presented is integration with the Gundam Navi app. An application that you're probably not familiar with because it's a Gundam news application that is Japan only. And the same might go for the Metaverse store. There are still many countries out there that do not have official access to P Bandai, so I don't really see the Metaverse store being any different. But let's end it on a positive note. At least there was no mention of NFTs, and they also ended their presentation with a really cool concert that would only be possible in the Metaverse, which is why it looked so good in a YouTube video. So that has been all for this video, but let me know down below how you feel about the Metaverse. Are you excited for it? Are you disappointed by it? Or are you like me and it's just a giant mixed bag? I couldn't care less for the avatars. In fact, I downright hate them, but the interactions with Mello could be cute, and the Gunpla Scan has a lot of potential. So as always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with more Gundam news.